What's up, guys? Another vape culture review today. This one's going to be on the Zenith clone from Tobecco. Picked this up at my local vape shop. Came in this snazzy little cardboard box there. It's got, a different angle on each side. It did come with a few extra parts. It came with extra screws for the posts. It came with some extra O-rings, and it came with some silica wick, which I don't recommend using. All of those little extra goodies are not in the box. I just grabbed the box to show you what it looks like. All those little things are floating around in my toolbox somewhere. So, for the main attraction, I went ahead and got the black variation because I do have a stainless version coming from Fast Tech. I just didn't want to wait a month to try it out, so I went ahead and spent some more fucking money and got another one. So, a few things I like about it, a few things I don't like about it. That's not to say that I wouldn't like the authentic. I'm sure the authentic is better than this clone. Once I get the one from Fast Tech, I'll be doing a review on that one as well. Yeah, so we'll go over it, go over the pros and the cons, and have a vape. So, on the very bottom here, you got your crescent moon logo, your serial number, and the manufacturer's logo there. Brass center post. So it is pretty conductive. The center post is non-adjustable. The authentic one is adjustable. Kind of sucks that this one isn't. I've never actually had an RDA where the post was adjustable, so I was kind of looking forward to that, but this one does not. Go ahead and put this back on the mod. Now, the top portion here does screw off, that I just dropped, like a jackass. And on the inside there, you do have your Delrin insulator for the drip tip. Fairly nice threads. I mean, they're not like super smooth or nothing, but whatever. And then you can see the Delrin there on the top. I'm not going to take the drip tip out because that's a pain in the ass to get out, but it has fit all of my 510 drip tips without issue, including this 2-pus chalice tip, which has a very thick O-ring on it and is a bitch to get in almost everything. So there's the top portion. Airflow control ring. Just a thin little piece of stainless steel that's black electroplated, I believe. You do have your 2 slots in there. And on the top cap here, you got 3 holes, 3 slots, 1, and then on this side you have 2, 1 on either side. That's for dual coil setups, and then you got your single coil slot there. So that is cool. It makes it very versatile for all vapors, and the airflow control is quite generous, so you can have it wide open, which is that's a lot of airflow right there, and then you can get it all the way down to the size of a fucking sewing needle. And then another cool thing about it, like for competitions and stuff, you could just take this airflow ring off, and that gives you a lot of airflow. So, if you wanted like a cheap competition dripper, and didn't feel like drilling holes all through your top cap, that would be plenty sufficient. I know that there's a lot of competition or competitors out there that have a certain way of drilling in holes to create like a tornado effect in the top cap or whatever. But so now get to one of the cons of this particular, the Tobecco version of this dripper, and I've noticed this with pretty much all Tobecco atomizers. This cap is easy to get off, but getting it back on is the hard part, and honestly it shreds up your O-rings pretty bad. So just be mindful of that if you are going to get a Tobecco version of this. If you're one to take the top cap off to drip, that's going to be quite difficult with this one. You're probably going to have to either drip through the drip tip or unscrew this top portion off every time, realign your air holes, screw it back on, and have your vape, which is a pain in the ass. Which is why I'm using this drip tip, because it's got an angle and the juice just runs down the side and it's very easy to drip. I have a dual cotton microcoil build in here with just some Tobecco e-liquid. The posts are milled into the deck, the negative posts, and then the positive one is just, you know, like standard. You do have Allen head screws there, which do make it pretty awesome, because these screws don't loosen out like other, like Phillips head screws or something like that, and other RDAs. I personally have never had that problem, but I do know other people that have. I've never had that issue on my Patriot, either one of my Patriots. So if you can see right there, I know the camera quality is shit, but right there, those little chunks, that's pieces of the O-ring that shred off when I put the top cap back on. So that's kind of a bitch. This build I have in here really quick isn't really meant for clouds. I built it for flavor, so it's not really like kicking. But we'll go ahead and have a vape on it, and this is what I'm talking about. I actually see it taking pieces off of my O-ring as I put it on there. This RDA did come with 2 O-rings on the deck, but I took one off to make it a little easier to put the top cap back on. So that's kind of a pain in the ass, because, and it kind of sucks, because you know, each time you go to rebuild this top cap is going to slice pieces of your O-rings off each and every time. And before you know it, those O-rings will be shredded, and then you'll have to use the other set that came with them, and those will get shredded too, and then you'll be assed out, because O-rings to fit your RDA can be hard to find sometimes. So I did only pay $25 for this. I do understand it is a clone. It's not perfect. You only pay a fraction of the price for what you would with the authentic, but it still sucks. But you know, it is what it is, I guess. I'll go ahead and take a vape with the air holes wide open. Again, it's probably not going to be too big, because this build's probably at like 0.35, 0.4 right now. Again, I said I built it to have the air holes closed off, and just for like a light vape, mainly for like higher nicotine strengths, for like dripping like 12 milligram. So here's the Zenith. And as you can hear, it sounds like a fucking vortex with the air going through. So, yeah, lots of vapor production that way. But at the same time, no flavor whatsoever. I've been keeping it about like that. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what I've had it at. And it works pretty well. I will say you get a warmer vape because of the reduced chamber in here than you would, say, something like a Patriot. I love the Patriot for blowing clouds, but that thing, as far as like flavor, and I prefer a warm to almost hot vape. I'd say more so on the warm side, but with the Patriot, it's, unless you build ultra low, super sub ohm, it's going to be hard to get a warm vape out of that thing. And it's also due because my holes are drilled out quite large, but yeah, with this, you know, you can really adjust the way you want it to be. If you want to blow clouds, you can blow some huge clouds with this thing with the right build in here and the airflow dialed in just right. And I do like that about the Zenith. I like the fact that you're not limited to the size holes you have drilled in it. Before, I used to not really be a fan of airflow control because, you know, I just wanted the clouds, you know. I wanted to be able to blow as much vapor out as possible. But I am getting a little more into like competitions and stuff like that, but for my everyday vape, I'm more about flavor now, and I've been trying to get the right atomizer for me for the type of flavor I want out of my vape. Now, it does give you fairly good flavor. Cotton dual microcoils is the only build I've tried in this so far. I've only been using it for about 4 days, but the other thing I like about it is the holes in the posts. They're slots actually, and I was able to fit 24 gauge in there, no problem whatsoever. You have plenty of room. You can even do parallels in there if you want, 24 gauge parallels, and it'll still fit it no problem. The screws in the post grab onto the wire really well. I will say that if you're using a smaller gauge wire, I'd say 26 and above, 26 all the way on up to like 32, be careful because the way the holes in the posts are, the slots, it's very easy to just cut your leads like quick. So be careful if you're using smaller gauge wire. I recommend this dripper for people that use 24 gauge and below, because it does have the proper space in the post for that kind of setup. So yeah, I would say this would be a better dripper for like competitions and blowing clouds, rather than like flavor or something like that. It is a very good dripper. I like it. I'd like to try the authentic, but just for my style and what I like, I don't think I would purchase the authentic one of these. You know, a lot of people talk bad about clones, but me and my buddy Damien talk about it all the time. See, the good thing about a clone is you can purchase it, try it out, and get an idea as to how much you would like the authentic version of that product. So it's almost like test driving a car. And that's why I'll buy a clone first, and if I really like it, I'll go buy the authentic. This one, I don't think I'll buy the authentic. I'll definitely use this RDA in competitions. I'll just take this airflow control ring off and use it for competitions, but for everyday use, I don't think this one's for me. That's not to say it wouldn't be for you guys out there, but yeah, anyways, I'm rambling. This has been the Zenith. I've mentioned everything I could think of about it. If you have any questions on it, if you have any questions about anything, feel free to leave me a comment anytime you want. I also have an Instagram. You can go on there, check out some of my mods, and feel free to leave comments, ask questions. My Instagram name is subomk, so it's sub_ohm_k on Instagram. You can also email me anytime, vapeculture90@gmail.com. Feel free to ask me any questions about any of the products I review, or any other product for that matter. Chances are I know about it. I study this industry. I learn everything I can about it. So, yeah, anyways, guys, this is the Zenith clone, Tobecco, 25 bucks. You can get one on Fastech as well for around $11, and you can get it in any color AFC ring you want. I believe Fastech also has a pack of AFC rings that comes in all the colors, so you can get one to match each one of your mods. But yeah, guys, anyways, the Zenith, and until the next time, keep on vaping.